Hello, welcome to the Special News Podcast. My name is Mike Williams. These guys are Jake Kulkowski and Liam McKelvey.
Hello.
We're back.
We are back.
Yeah, we had a little week off because we've been very, 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 very busy.
And I've been very, very, very not in the country. So
Jake's been very, very away.
yeah, Alison.
Liam's been having some back trouble.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
None of it's related to the ongoing coronavirus crisis, which you've heard a lot about. I did travel to America in that though, and I didn't think it was a big thing.
What? Coronavirus?
Well, it tripled for the time it took me to get from my house to Dublin to Boston.
Coincidence?
yeah. But I don't know. It's not really on topic, and I'm sure everyone's already well aware of what's going on.
Well,
this might age badly in another 2 days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very, very difficult to have a conversation about it because it's all the jokes are just don't even be making jokes about it because they're all shit and they've been made already.
Yeah.
And so
the only thing about the coronavirus that's confusing me is that on a gaming level, trying to make it relevant.
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I go to events a lot. It's my job. GDC's been cancelled. Doesn't matter. I wasn't going to that.
GDC, CDC.
So the Game Developers Conference, which is a really, really big deal for games publishers, especially indie ones, cancelled. A lot of game development companies will work all year round to have an amazing pitch for GDC.
Yeah.
They go there to make new business. Cancelled. EGX Resd, probably going to get cancelled.
Ooh.
I was at PAX East.
Yeah.
People didn't show up. E3, going to be cancelled. There's even talk now about Gamescom being cancelled, and that's in August.
Yeah.
We're in March.
That's the biggest in the world, right?
And that's the biggest in the world. So I just come back from PAX East. I might mention it a little bit in a minute if you want.
It's real and definitely. It's real and serious disruption, really, isn't it? And I saw one that really struck me was South by Southwest. That festival got cancelled.
Yeah.
And film music festival.
But then the all the tweets were like really earnest, heartfelt thoughts and prayers with everyone who's been affected. All the indie filmmakers have been affected and all this. Yeah. It's like, fucking guys, there's like thousands of deaths in China.
I know what you mean.
And it's like,
Because quite a lot of the indie filmmakers show a clip of their film to get additional funding, like South by Southwest.
Yeah, this is it. It's affecting the first world.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
It's affecting the media release.
I saw an article that Hollywood is positioned to lose $5 billion because of everything being cancelled.
I honestly can't believe
James Bond got delayed.
Yeah. Well, I was really looking forward to. James Bond really was genuinely delayed.
Pushed back a lot. It was meant to be out in a couple of weeks.
And now it's
that's
November.
true.
Now it's November. I'm really upset about TwitchCon EU. That's like the biggest Twitch meetup this side of the Atlantic. And that's in May in Amsterdam. Completely cancelled. Not postponed either, which is kind of the word everyone's using. Like GDC is going to be postponed until summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's people with non-refundable flights and shit. But shit, man, TwitchCon cancelled. So EGX Res, which is coming up in the UK soon, kind of more indie focused consumer event.
Yeah.
I do like going to that one. I like it. I like the vibes. We went last year and. It's good. I hope that doesn't get cancelled, but who knows? And if you're listening and at home, you don't care, either, do you? Probably.
Well, what's interesting about this is we are, a gaming podcast, so there's any number of segues out of this pandemic disease type situation. There's so many things we could cross into now, isn't there?
Yeah,
Resident Evil
Freeze on the way.
Resident Evil Freeze on the way, so we're kind of sport for choice, is what I'm saying. There's
to
actually a few little relevant topics that we're going to touch on. So, unless you guys have got an immediate preference, I'm going to say, I've been playing the Division 2 Warlords of New York.
It's like I've never left.
Yeah.
Oh, you played the new one.
The expansion.
I bought it, mate.
Sick.
I bought it.
Okay.
I bought the it was like £25. I bought it day one, didn't play it till like 5 days later because I'm
You're a busy man.
a prick. It came out on Tuesday. I played it on Friday first.
Okay.
So I haven't had a huge amount of time with it, but I have played through. I boosted myself up to level 30 because I hadn't hit level 30 on normal division.
You see, boosted. You can buy.
Nah, mate.
Did you get
no.
one for free?
You just run. You're playing the Division 2. You're in Washington, and there's a big go over here to get the expansion icon on the screen. So I did that. I ran over there, jumped on a helicopter. It said, "Do you want a boost?" And I went, "Yes." and it boosted me to
Destiny
level 3.
does that quite a bit now.
Yeah.
Like MMOs do it now.
Very MMO,
seamless it was, but it was very good. And so I did that, and I had a load of purple weapons and purple good gear and stuff straight away.
Did you get to
and
redistribute your points, or?
Nah, I think that basically means you've just got everything.
Oh, okay.
Just gives you all the necessary gear.
Yeah,
right.
Which is all like the tech skills. This, as far as I understand it, it's quite a complicated set of menus. The Division, it's a bit too much, really.
Yeah,
But
I remember it being a bit overwhelming.
and there's these systems with like the settlements and stuff where you can loot food and water and shit, and then you like donate them to a settlement, and then it depletes over time. But if you donate that stuff, you get like a bonus in the world, so you can like spot enemies from further away or something like that. But it's all a little bit, just giving you an excuse basically to go and do some looting and stuff. But anyway, apart, all that aside, it's basically what I really enjoyed about the Division in the first place, was just good environment design, good. It's really like amazing lighting and stuff in places and stuff. It feels like a cool bit of level design that they've put some work into here, which I wasn't that much of a fan of Washington DC as they've made it in the Division 2, but they've done a really good job with this in making it feel like it is a bit more like The Last of Us, and it's very overgrown and shit, and there's like things have obviously been abandoned for a long time, but they've done some cool stuff. Like there's in the New York of the Division 2 now, there is a hurricane that's kind of come through, or a tornado or something. So it's like destroyed the bridge, and part of it's flooded and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
so it's quite nice.
Not cool, but cool.
Cool in a game, guys.
Yeah.
And then in terms of what it's changed, I mean, the first thing I had to say that I did notice was it's pretty fucking buggy. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but like really annoying shit as well. Like I was trying to fire a grenade launcher and it just wouldn't like detonate or wouldn't register that I'd fired, and pretty important, because if you're whipping your grenade launcher out, you're in some trouble, right? So you're like trying to shoot one of the big ones with a shield or something, right? And it just wasn't clicking. So there's just some weird little bugs in it, weird things where you set things in the options and it just kind of undoes it.
Yeah.
The main start menu just disappears sometimes. It's pretty fucking annoying.
This is actually
right.
Yeah.
But it's nothing that they can't just fix over time, right? It's that kind of game.
Absolutely. Yeah, better than
and
like a mechanical problem that's just part of the gameplay loop or something, isn't it?
In terms of the major changes that I've noticed, really, is the map is kind of, there's a fog of war on the map now, so it's not like a, zone by zone. You step into one zone and you can see everything that's in there, and you can see all the missions and stuff. Yeah. There's an area you have to explore to unravel the map, and then the directional thing doesn't work properly unless you've explored it before, which is quite changes the game a little bit. It's a nice simple story setup, but bottom line is basically just more of the Division. It isn't it isn't a massive change in any way, really.
No aliens.
No, the core, as far as I've noticed, the core system is basically very, very similar. If not, there's nothing major that's changed there that I've really noticed. But like I said, I haven't hit the end of the content yet, so maybe like end game wise it's changed. Aliens,
maybe.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy going off the rails.
Yeah. Well, they can do what he want with his legacy now.
But I'm enjoying it. Like, it's good. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's keeping my attention, and I think. I think they need to just keep doing this kind of thing to make a success of it, and stick with a game. Don't rather than go for a Division 3, just keep building the Division 2. I think is probably the best thing to do. And it's quite it's a big expansion. It's 25 quid is a lot of money.
And then you can just keep iterating on the game with paid expansions if you need that boost. Yeah,
because I've got my character now, and that's who my character is, and he's got a beard and tattoos and a beanie hat and shades, because that's what you have to wear in Division 2. Yeah. Very strong man, of course.
Yeah.
Carrying around a lot of guns, and that's who I am in the Division 2. But I feel like it would be very counterintuitive to, from here, go into a sequel. I just feel like just keep progressing it and building it. But it's pretty good. I don't think there's anything there that would pull you into the game if you didn't enjoy it before. Like, if you weren't sold on the Division before, there's nothing here.
What about if you liked the Division 1 but didn't like the idea of the Division 2 just because it was set in somewhere that wasn't New York, and then you wanted to get this because it was set in New York?
You mean exactly like me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you like, I'm home?
Yeah,
You know
totally,
what I mean?
man. Totally.
It felt good to be
Yeah,
back.
and they've got good factions. Like they've got it's a fucking game, isn't it? So all of the the bad guys are like grouped up in ones who like to use flamethrowers and ones who like to run at you with axes and whatever. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the flamethrower ones are really. This is what I was saying with the lighting and stuff. They've done some cool like almost horror type stuff where you're like walking through. The one of the government buildings that's just been freshly fucked up when you've arrived there. So there's people like bleeding. It's all a bit Dead Space.
Oh.
And then you get out of that, and then there's these guys with flamethrowers. You're looking down a big, long, like New York back alley, and at the end of it is some guys with flamethrowers just hosing some, well, you don't know what, like people or whatever. Aliens? No.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. Like, it's good atmospherically and stuff, it's good. But, like, mechanically, it's exactly the same game. You take cover, you shoot them in the head, you get
Better gun.
Yeah.
Sounds good if you want more of the same.
Yeah, which I think if you're the kind of person who enjoys The Division, that is exactly what you want. It's just that's the whole point.
And now it's like you can safely shelve your copy of Division 1.
Yeah.
Because now you've got Washington and New York.
You've got a bit of New York.
In the one game.
In one game. So that's it. It's become just your general Division thing.
Exactly, and that's what they need to do. I think that's what they should do with Destiny and stuff. It just makes sense to me to just, you've done this, you've made this MMO-ish type game, you got to just kind of roll with it for a little while before you bang out another one.
Yeah. Especially, I think they're going to park the IP for a bit now. I reckon. Well, when I say that, I mean they'll maybe do another big expansion, but I don't think we're going to see a Division 3, especially with like Ubisoft have, like, I don't know, like For Honor 2 and Division 2 and For Honor will probably just carry on with the Division.
More expansions.
I'm talking about like Ubisoft are going to be working on their other batch of games that they've been kind of
like Beyond Good and Evil and stuff
Beyond
like that.
Good and Evil, that one in the ship, Skull and Bones or whatever the hell it's called.
Oh yeah.
What about that, like Monsters and Heroes or whatever? Isn't that them as well?
Oh,
Monsters
Gods
and
meant to be
Heroes.
on the Switch, wasn't it?
Yeah. Gods and something.
Gods
Gods and
and
Monsters.
Monsters.
Gods and Heroes. War and Monsters.
Yeah.
War and Peace.
And it's been very quiet on that, hasn't it? They've not.
It was supposed to come out in January this year, I think, and it was pushed back. Same with Skull and fucking Bones, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And Beyond Good and Evil.
Did you guys think? What did you guys think of that Skull and Bones?
Well, there was two trailers, and they were really quite different. Remember, the first one was completely ship combat, but I don't think you saw any people. Right? It was just like
ships, yeah.
And then this other one was a bit more. You could be your little person on your ship walking around and that.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of being a little man.
I do like the idea of having Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the Assassin's Creed. But this like multiplayer focus thing, I'm not into. Like it was like this lame combat shit, and I don't
4v4 ship battles and
that's
stuff.
That's the wrong way to go about it. I think.
I think they know that. I reckon that's why it's been delayed.
Possibly,
it was shown like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Quite a while ago,
and it's not like Beyond Good and Evil, is it? It doesn't need the scope isn't
they're
that
not
big.
like trying to make an infinite universe and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas that looks like it's going to be one of the big next gen titles.
Yeah.
Right? Beyond Good and Evil
sure.
will be like the talking point of the year. You know?
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm really looking forward to
that. And it's kind of like I don't know, like. The more silence there's been on it, the more I'm just like, getting on with it. And, like they're not building hype and hype.
They do a live stream every so often.
Yeah, exactly, and it's normally quite. I don't want to say mundane, but it's pretty like grounded stuff that they show off. Like here's a 3D character artist from somewhere in France. He's just whittling away, making some anthropomorphic
Here's Joseph
animal.
Gordon-Levitt. He's got something to do with the game.
Yeah, he wants you to make.
He wants you to make. He wants you to make the posters. Cool. What have you guys been playing?
I played a few things. Nothing new. I suppose the newest thing I played was Bloodroots on the Switch, which is a like Hotline Miami type, really fast-paced action game.
Yeah.
Everything dies in one hit. You die in one hit. Except it's set in the Old West, and it's very cartoony, pastel colours everywhere.
Bloodroots somehow doesn't smack of a game that's set in the Old West. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
It's like an old.
Yeah.
Bit High Plains Drifter, like old Western revenge tale where your gang leave you for dead and you hunt them down, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't.
But very cartoony.
It seems like a weird title for it.
Bloodroots.
Yeah. It feels. I'm thinking like gothic shit straight away. I'm thinking Castlevania.
Goth shit.
It doesn't evoke Old West.
No, it doesn't.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm thinking of like an apothecary table. Do you get me? Like some herbologies going on with the roots and that.
Yeah,
a
bit of sorcery.
Some ritualistic shit.
Yeah.
But this is a guy with like a bear on his head.
What's that Western, that cowboy game? Do you know what I mean? That cowboy game, Bloodroots.
Ah, yes. Yeah, classic, Bloodroots. He has like a bear's fur on his head.
He does.
And he goes around with an axe. But it's like goofy cartoon. Like you can get carrots and kill people with that. And
yeah, you can like jump on a barrel and roll at them and stuff.
Right.
It's fun. The only problem I have with it is it suffers from the Hotline Miami 2 problem where the levels go on just a bit too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, for that type of game, it can be frustrating when you get like to the end of a level and you get blindsided by one enemy and you've got to go all the way back.
Very careful balance, that, isn't it? To get it to feel like an achievement. But
it suffers from the problem that Hotline Miami 2, Bloodroots, and any game that isn't Hotline Miami 1 suffers. It's not Hotline Miami 1.
Katana Zero came close. That had nice balanced levels.
Yeah.
They didn't go on too long.
No, Katana Zero was like the closest I think we've come to
It's
that.
the closest we've come to the greatness of the first Hotline Miami.
And God knows they've tried, man.
Yeah.
So many people have been trying to do this Hotline Miami. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Very hard.
They don't have to code anything in it. Everything's a binary decision. You die or you don't die. It's top down now, mate. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I also played through the entire Bioshock collection, all 3 of them.
Did you, mad bastard?
Hell.
I'm halfway through Bioshock 2. I'm like, I haven't taken my time.
It's probably like the 5th time I've played through each game.
Well, how was it the 5th time?
So you're going for it like John Wick with just fucking pure muscle memory, just straight headshotting everyone all the way through.
It was fun. Bioshock 1 has definitely aged a bit, even in its remastered form.
Yeah.
Bioshock 2, still great. With DLC for that, still great. And Bioshock Infinite, still my favourite. Still all the moments I thought might have been, diminished for me, like that bit where you first enter Columbia.
Yeah.
It's got like all the Christian chanting music and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That still was a bit awe-inspiring. And yeah, I had a good time with it.
That's
Because of PS Plus. That was last month's
yeah,
game.
yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, like, I'm actually not like my PlayStation, man. I actually, when I got back, I actually wiped a little bit of dust off the top of it. First time I've ever done that, because I haven't used it in about 2 weeks. The last, I think I picked up Theme Hospital because I was working on the console launch of it, so I wanted to just see, like, basically,
Do
like,
you mean 2 Point Hospital?
yeah, same thing, isn't it?
Just see what it was like.
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing.
Do you know what's amazing though? That's literally every time I call it.
It's,
Well, I want to refer to it. I always say Theme Hospital.
Yeah, everyone, yeah, exactly. People know.
They knew what they were doing.
No one's gonna go. Theme Hospital isn't on PS4.
Yeah.
Do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's
Peter
and it's
Molyneux, mate.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. And if you listen, then Peter, let's get in touch, man.
very crafty, like starting. You know, the game still starts with a letter T.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know all the staff who worked on the original are like, ha, we win. Take that copyright.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the only thing I've been playing on my PS4 was Bioshock Infinite. Sorry, Bioshock Collection.
Yeah.
I'm on the second one, and I'm kind of waiting, but it's gonna get fucking. It's gonna be put through the ring on my PS4 this month, man. Nioh 2 comes out on Friday. We're getting an early key, so I'm ready to rock. And then the reason I turned my PlayStation on when I got back from my big long trip, Final Fantasy 7.
Yes,
remake,
this
the
I did
demo.
play as well.
So I guess we should probably do it in a separate video because it deserves it. So I won't talk about it if you don't want to, but
You can describe what it was though.
it's the remake of Final Fantasy 7. One of the best games ever made. My favourite game from the PlayStation 1, I think. Maybe Metal Gear Solid 1 will have something to say about it. But, it's that level. And it's the first Final Fantasy that I played, so it's the best in my head, But a lot of people have moved on. I haven't moved on. I still think it's the best one. And I've been playing it on the Switch, yeah? And I love it. The story is. I love the story, the character, and the world, the immersion. So to me, it hasn't aged, but it has. If you know.
Yeah.
So then I'm playing through this one, and I'm quite what I like about. Like,
So you're playing the demo of the remake.
the demo of the remake. So I've already played this twice, right? It shows, but it was just the boss battle. But the boss battle is very, very meaty. It's like 20 minutes long. So this is like the full like experience. You're seeing like a bit of the walking around, a bit of the talking, gathering stuff out of chests. Your regular, even a bit of party management. And
Is it still available?
Yep. It's available now until running all the way through, I think.
I think it's just there permanently, yeah.
Okay.
It runs through. You can pre-order from inside. I think you can even carry your progress over, if I remember.
I don't think you carry progress over.
Fuck, where have I got that from?
I don't know.
Maybe Nioh 2.
It comes up at the start saying you cannot carry progress over. Maybe you skimmed over it.
Maybe I'm thinking of Nioh 2, because that had a demo that
had
weekend
a beta,
as well.
which you could carry over.
Maybe you just refused to see the knot in the cannot.
You can.
It can't be true.
Maybe it's a would you kindly situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I don't see anything.
We'll do a full video on that then.
Listen, you want to be in for this one, right? Final Fantasy. We got Liam on a Final Fantasy video, man. This doesn't happen often.
No.
This doesn't fucking
Once
happen
in a
often, does
lifetime.
it?
So if you're a podcast listener as opposed to a podcast watcher, head over to the YouTube channel and have a listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Because, but what I'll say, if you can't be asked and you're just an audio listener, if you want
fuck 'em.
If you want a thumbs up or thumbs down, it's a thumb up.
Then why make a video? Do you know what I mean? Why now?
Because there might be people that really want to know like what it is that we like about. Because
what's holding up that thumb?
There's changes. There's a lot of changes
for a demo. It's quite lengthy as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a 20-minute boss battle just sandwiched in the middle there.
Now, if that isn't enticing you to watch this video, then I don't know what will.
What do we make of the changes?
Yeah. What we make of the changes will shock you. Should we do an email or two?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to send us an email, the address is dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. That's dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. Send us an email and we'll have a read. This one's from Stuart from Leicester.
Nice one, Stuart from Leicester.
Dear Special... You haven't read what he's...
But I like that he's from Leicester. And also I know that place, so I was like, oh, yes.
All right.
Woo!
Let's get into it.
Leicester.
Dear Special Moves, long-term listener, first-time emailer. You three play a lot of games, but there are those out there who play just one game day in, day out for 5, 10, even 15 years.
Is it Tibia?
I am, of course,
World of Warcraft?
talking about MMORPG players playing games like World of Warcraft. And my personal game of choice... What's his personal game of choice then?
Ultima.
He's been playing it for 5, 10 or even 15 years.
Ooh, MMOs.
MMOs? Alright.
If it's not World of Warcraft, what is it? What's the other biggest one?
RuneScape.
No, that's in the news a lot.
Final Fantasy
Final Fantasy 14. Guild Wars. Black Desert Online. Ultima.
It's in the news a lot for people who don't give a shit about the actual game itself.
Eve
Online.
Oh, that's an MMO,
that wasn't worth it, was it? Why did I even do that?
No, it was good. I like that. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good reminder that it was good.
Thanks.
I forget that's an MMO.
I'll finish the email. What is the longest any of you have committed to an MMORPG? And could you see yourselves getting into one in the future? All the best for the future and keep up the good work, Stuart from Leicester. What's the longest? Well,
2,000 hours. Ruined my life. Ruined my teenage years.
I played WoW quite regularly up until I stopped after Lich King. So I didn't play Cataclysm, but I got through Lich King and then I just sort of like gave it up.
Yeah.
But at the minute, I do play Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
I actively play that.
Yeah, that's sick.
I can't say mine's even an MMO, is it? It's a shooting game with MMO elements in it. It's Destiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you include Destiny 1 and 2, it's Destiny.
You dodged a bullet by... Like, I played Tibia in my teenage years. From when I was about 12, 13 to when I was about 19, I must have put thousands of hours into it, genuinely. All my real-life friends played it as well. We'd spend time in high school talking about what we were going to do when we got home and played Tibia. Obsessed with it. Like, I don't know what to say. You know, like, I'm over that now. I'll never be able to go back to an MMO. No. I don't have it. I've got kids and a job and a family and stuff like that. Like, I'm playing Legends of Runeterra at the moment, which isn't an MMO, but like that's kind of hitting me in that same way where it's like, I'm always thinking about it and shit. And then like, so my friend Kale, friend of the channel, some of our best memories from fucking teenage years was playing Tibia in the same fucking, like a LAN party kind of thing, just two men, two bros with a bucket of chicken and Tibia playing it, and then now, so that was
the word party, the LAN party is that.
Mom, bring me more cake.
That definitely adds something to that story.
Do you know what? Yeah. So when Legends of Runeterra came out into beta a couple of weeks ago, I went to Kale's house, first time since like Tibia. We were both playing it in the same room with some fucking chicken and this and that. Like we were playing Tibia again. And it reminded me of that. And then, I was thinking, damn, man. And it's weird because, like, I still play games all the time. And I really do see myself playing, maybe the games I play will get different. But that's the one thing I just don't think I could ever go back to. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's too much of a...
Yeah, well, especially EVE Online, like Stuart.
It's a way of life, EVE. It's not a game.
It's not. It's just really not an option, is it? And I think, you know, especially for us where we're just generally kind of playing other stuff a lot, you would miss out on just the other games so much. Even if you just imagined all you didn't increase your time playing games. You just spent all your time playing games playing this one game.
Yeah,
you'd miss out on so much shit, wouldn't you?
I like how, assuming that Stuart is still playing EVE, he listens to podcasts about other games, so he feels like he can get a little insight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I only play Final Fantasy 14 one day a week, because there's other stuff to play.
I just hope that, like, you know when we made like 3 videos about Sekiro, Stuart, who can't help himself, completely addicted, just absolutely dying to get a conversation about it. And people say... let's say Stu works whatever Stu's job is, right? And they know he likes video games. I just hope sometime they've said, "Oh, have you played that new Sekiro?" And Stuart from Leicester has watched so much of us talking about it. He's just gone, yeah, because he can't face saying no because I just play a game about mining in space for about 9,000 hours a year. So he's just gone, yeah. And Stu, you've got my blessing. Keep doing that. Just tell him that you've played the games that you hear us talking about because it's just be funny. And good luck. Also. Can you just name a ship after us? Thanks.
The special moves, the SS special moves.
yeah. The special move sounds funny.
Yeah. That would be a good name for a ship, though. Yeah. Some ships have got some bad names, man.
I know. I don't like it when they try and make like all these silly, funny,
like Boaty McBoatface.
Yeah, come on.
A lot of them are just named after women. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's the classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I live right by an actual harbour, and I told you my favourite was Unsinkable 2. That's a good name for a ship. That's one in real life. Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah. All right. So thanks, Stuart. Name a ship after us. Cheers. We'll do another email because then you can talk a little bit more about it. Dear Special Moves. This one is from Long, who's emailed us before, from Germany.
Shouts out Long.
Dear Special Moves, I was watching the Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay reveal the other day, and despite the inconveniences they had, I really liked what I saw. The timing also couldn't have been more perfect, as I started playing Dungeons and Dragons for the first time just a few weeks ago. It's so much fun, and I cannot wait to exactly recreate the character I came up with in Baldur's Gate 3. I always loved fantasy games, but when it comes to games, I prefer them to be a bit more straightforward, like Skyrim or The Witcher. Playing Dungeons and Dragons, however, taught me how to roleplay, which finally sparked my interest in CRPGs. I tried a couple in the past, but only now I feel wise and ready enough to play and actually enjoy them. And boy, am I enjoying them. I picked up Baldur's Gate 1 and then Divinity Original Sin 2. While I really had fun with the first, the latter completely blew me away. Playing it just feels like I'm in a D&D session, and it's incredible. This made me look forward to Larian's newest game even more, although I do understand the criticism of it being too similar to Divinity. Greetings from Germany. Long, nice one, Long. Good email.
Yes.
Jake, response?
Well, I mean, yeah, man, Baldur's Gate 3. So I saw this just a couple of days before the reveal, and I was like...
Yeah. So it's the new CRPG from Larian Studios, who made Divinity Original Sin 2, which if you don't know what Divinity Original Sin 2 is, and you have been listening to, well, this is not your first Special Moves podcast, then you're not just taking anything in, are you? You're just not listening to us?
Yeah, it's up there with Destiny 2 in terms of like that, you know. You should know by now. If you don't know, come on.
Do you think it looks too much like Divinity? I did think to begin with, it looks like it could be Original Sin 3.
I'm such a fanboy of Divinity and Baldur's Gate that I don't. But, well. I can the first thing I thought to myself when I saw it was people who don't know like the real nuance are going to go, that looks like Divinity. Why is everything on fire? Everything's turn-based.
The system is totally different, isn't it?
Exactly, it is. Yeah, and the fact that you can go into turn-based mode now, like the combat, just at any time, is fucking really intelligent. I think that's the big difference. It's going to really help with like logic things, because you know, like in Divinity, you can kind of do anything. You can kind of, you know, really like stack things off top of each other, climb up things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on this you can do that. You can make stairs and ladders to climb up to top of cliffs and stuff like that. And the fact turn-based now goes into it means that you can be super precise in your movement and everything like that. Like that system is like not in Divinity. I think that
I think the team thing of where the whole team goes at once on, that's the big change for me with Baldur's Gate, is that
it's us them rather than Mike, Jake, Liam.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see how they balance that, because it could be because I remember you said a lot about Divinity Original Sin, the first one, the original Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah, not to be confused with the first one, Divinity.
Yeah,
which is
not to be confused with Scholars of the First Sin.
Yes,
but it is the first sin in the sense that it is Divinity Original Sin.
So 2015 or 14's Divinity Original Sin. Yeah,
yeah. That you said it was a bit too easy. Well, not even a bit too easy. It was too easy once you could see the Matrix. You could crowd control really easily. You could knock everyone down.
Oh, yeah, well remembered.
You could completely.
There was no armor system in the first game as well. So I ran with two characters, and then I finished the game as regular. But then I was going for the platinum, and I finished the game now on the hardest difficulty and I did it with Lone Wolf. So it was just two characters, and I'd have one sorcerer or sorceress, I guess, and she'd use the charm ability, so I could turn enemies to join me and stuff like that. So when you figured that sort of shit out, it was pretty unbalanced. So then in Divinity Original Sin 2, they brought in the armor system. Now with this, which people are saying that it's not in the game, but it is. This isn't any sort of fucking secret knowledge or whatever, because I'm trying to be super careful about what I say on here. But just in case it isn't very clear, I am something to do with Baldur's Gate 3. So I'm super I'm not talking as much as I want to about it. But what I will say is there is definitely the D20 rules, the Dungeons and Dragons rules are there. I don't know if I can't remember if did Sven have it? You did. You can see the mechanics in the bottom. It's a little button that you can press.
Right.
So if you're not into D&D, if you're a Divinity fan and you want to just get on with the game, but everything you're doing, moving a rock, it has a strength check, it has an intelligence check and stuff like that, and that all comes from this D20 system. So the system is different.
Yeah.
The UI is probably where some people, especially people who haven't really played many CRPGs.
To me, the obvious comparison was the cameras in the same place, the character models, the environment looks pretty similar, and because it's set up in exactly the same way that Divinity is set up, just as a game, what you're actually looking at is quite similar. And that's where it comes. But having said that, to me, it would be fucking mind-boggling if they made Divinity Original Sin 2, which is one of the best games in years and years and years and years. I love it, right? And it's very highly rated. Imagine they didn't do that. Imagine they said, we've made this thing that's very similar. It's a Dungeons and Dragons game, but we're going to take a step. Why would you step away from it? Is the other side.
This is my thing. Is it it's they've become the best at doing it. I mean, now what's quite funny is there is this super fucking 400 IQ play of saying, actually, Disco Elysium's the best CRPG of all time from the people that play. But
everyone who writes for Rock Paper Shotgun can keep their opinions to themselves on that one.
Thank you, Matt Castle. No, but if you forget about those nerds, Divinity Original Sin 2 is considered the best,
the cool kids are.
Where the cool CRPG fans are. Yeah. No, but the fact that what I'm trying to say is, if you've become the best in your genre, and then you're taking on a classic, you're going to do it in your style, which is the best style.
Exactly.
So
to me, it's imagine Creative Assembly got the Warhammer license and then didn't make a Total War game with it. It's the same kind of ballpark thing for me, where they they do something a certain way.
Yeah.
So
I think here's the best way to fucking bring it up, right? This is the best way to describe it to people that don't get it, because otherwise, if you're just talking about all this weird fucking nuanced shit, if you're not mad into it, it's like arguing about the differences between fucking atmospheric black metal and post black metal.
Yeah.
It's just all screaming, isn't it? This is basically the main fucking thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is very true to D&D. Yeah? It's not very true to Baldur's Gate the game. You know? That's as simple as that. If you don't understand anything about this argument, that's basically what it is. And what I mean by that is Dungeons and Dragons is a turn-based game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Baldur's Gate games are real-time with pause. Like, if you've never played or seen one of these games before, think of the first Dragon Age, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, people who are saying that it's not D&D, it's not Baldur's Gate, it's Divinity, are more people that kind of wanted Baldur's Gate 2, but in the future. But if you're actually like the things that are important, in my opinion, and again, like, this is just genuinely my opinion, the things that are important about D&D, like the email Long sent in, it's like about immersion and about the idea of role play and stuff like that. And this system, this core system of dice roll using 20-faced dice, and the races and characters and classes within that world, and they're all in the game. So, like, it's true to Dungeons and Dragons, and you know, it's cool that Long has mentioned that Dungeons and Dragons has kind of got him into CRPGs, because that's one thing I'm really interested in. Like, I'm when I say interested, I mean, like, I go, oh, that's interesting. How fast and strong, like, tabletop gaming is coming back. I think we brought up board games maybe in the last podcast, but like some of the biggest channels on Twitch and like some like Critical Role, they're like celebrities now. Like, they're at the MCM Comic Con in London, and they're like the main events, and they're basically just a fucking D&D game with a budget, you know. But there's like all, you know, it's in nerd culture now. It's like you can find an Etsy shop where there's a Russian who's making bags full of fucking dice. 10 a penny. Like, do you know what I mean? Go to a gaming convention, go to any convention like that. Now, it's all funny little dice that glow in the dark and shit. So D&D is just having this meteoric rise, and it's just crazy that like gaming systems outside of video games is really coming back. And I don't know, I find it really fascinating.
Baldur's Gate is a very timely sort of release in that sense, isn't it? It's the right time for
and I don't think it's coincidence, obviously, because you know it's being worked on with Hasbro, and it's no secret that the new D&D expansion, or the latest one, is a Baldur's Gate thing. So that's obviously purposeful.
I forgot to mention, I played What Remains of Edith Finch, and I haven't told you yet. I finished it. I finished What Remains of Edith Finch.
Fun 2 hours.
Hi, I don't know why you haven't told me this. When does this happen?
For the benefit of everyone listening and not watching, Jake just balled his hand into a very big fist, like a surprisingly big fist.
It was like the Arthur meme. I don't know, why didn't you tell me this?
Jake's
Sometimes
furious.
I wonder if this podcast gets in the way of what Mike tells me, because you could, I didn't know you had Warlords in New York, but then I think you might as well just think in your head, I'll just tell you on the podcast. This is the sort of shit I do. Wait to hear.
No, that does, like, I do like to make it, because then
it's a little surprise.
The whole
for me,
point of the
isn't it?
podcast is that we have a chat. So if we've already had the whole fucking conversation while we're having a coffee and a Kit Kat Chunky,
I'm a very reactive guy, so this is going to happen. So now I'm making a fist, and I want to know what you got to say.
Exactly.
I'm on edge.
I'm hitting you in the same way that Simon Mayo does to Mark Commode when he asks questions like an idiot.
Okay.
Because it makes Mark Commode look like a genius.
Okay, so go on. What's the?
It's good. It's really good. I liked it.
All right, that's it then. All right.
Yeah.
Well, next.
What Remains of Edith Finch is one that I've kind of. I watched. What did we play it or something?
We played through it at EGX.
So I didn't play it, right? But I was like doing something else. But I kind of like half watched it. So there were bits in it where I kind of were a little bit ruined because I remembered them, and I was like, oh yeah, that bit.
Okay.
But it's very good.
Let's go into it, and just there's going to be light spoilerage, but let's not go brutal with it. But like, let's just any standouts. Character-wise, I mean.
Yeah, the guy in the fucking tin factory.
The cannery. Yeah, that's the bit that everybody was like. Mm-hmm. That's the awards shit, isn't it?
It is good. It is good. I kind of I don't know what I was expecting either. I do this sometimes where you get PS Plus games and stuff, and I sometimes feel like on a weekend like I want to just finish something.
Yeah, perfect.
Then,
this is
So there's some games that are 2-3 hours long, and I kind of keep them to one side for when I know I'll just be in the mood to just smash one on a Saturday.
Session, isn't it? Boom.
Yeah. And this is that's the one thing I will say, that this is just a one session game. Like you
3 hours at
maximum 3 hours.
I had a cup of tea halfway through, and it was a 3 hour playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. And And I had a look at and I never do this, and I had a look at the trophy list for some reason, right? Because I was like, fuck, I got a lot of trophies here. What did I not? And I thought maybe I'd got a platinum without even trying. Yeah. And there's like platinums for just going down. There's like 2 paths to the house at the beginning.
Yeah.
So there's a trophy for going down the 2 paths.
You have to look through all the holes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not fucking doing that.
In the gate. But no, and
that's to get longevity out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all at the beginning. So you go down both paths, and then just before you enter the house for the first time, you can go left, right, or centre, and there's 3 holes. You look through each hole, boom, that's our final trophy, and then you've got them all. In
stark contrast, I also played Call of Duty World War II, which is fucking hilarious.
Is that all we're getting on Edith Finch? Oh, alright, well.
It's good. It's a 2-hour game. That's a fucking 2-minute review.
I suppose the great moments about Edith Finch are, spoilerish as well, aren't they? You don't want to ruin it for people.
That's the point, yeah. That's all I'm going to say is if you've got it, you weren't
eye rolling, you weren't being... Because I think I'm very conscious with you sometimes, but that you'll be like... Thinks they're fucking clever, don't they? But you didn't find that. You didn't think it was a bit too wanky and like a bit too. Oh,
I always try and imagine like I'd played this when it came out, and so this cannery bit that we mentioned is like you're doing one thing with the left hand side of the controller, one thing with the right hand side of the controller, and then it's this binary thing of what's actually going on in the guy's life and what he's imagining.
Yeah,
it's very good, very clever. It's not that like. It feels like a really good idea, but I feel like since then I've seen stuff that's like that's fucking cool. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. That's obviously coming off the back of like Edith Finch and stuff like that, and so now Edith Finch feels like less impactful. But I've just got to imagine I played it when it came out, which is why when I start eye rolling, it's more like when people make me take a long time to do stuff. Now that's a key ingredient that you've forgotten there. This is a 2-hour game. That has a lot of respect for me as an individual.
And I like that if you don't know the basic of what remains of Edith Finch, okay, it's like it tricks you. It tricked people when it first came out because you thought it was going to be like a walk-in simulator, the Arrested type, but it's kind of not. It's a bit like an anthology almost. It's about somebody going around their family's estate basically and finding out the story of what happened to each family member, and I guess the gimmick, if you want to say. Or the main event, I suppose, is that it kind of each character's life plays a bit different.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Mario 64, innit? Like you jump into each character's painting. That's its own little world.
In a little world through their perspective, then.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a cool game, but it's not very, very long, and that's when I get annoyed. When people like try and give me like 10 hours to like get to the fucking to the chase.
I found that when I finished it, I was like, perfect, loved it. I've played it through like 4 times, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't want it to be twice as long. I played it through 4 times, but equally, if that time has been spent on one long playthrough, it would have, you would have been like, what's the next one then?
Yeah.
Next family member.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I'm sort of struggling with Death Stranding. I just can't. I almost sold it the other day, but I just thought, no, I better
offering
not.
over.
I better not. Yeah.
Clicking the eBay.
It's been up for it's up for 11 BAFTAs now.
Yeah, but it's like
it is good.
How long do I have to fucking get through walking and climbing to get to the BAFTA stuff?
PC version's coming out soon.
You can do it even longer because don't tell them that.
Yeah, ultra wide, man.
Photo mode and 60 FPS.
Jesus
what more
Christ.
Do you want?
But anyway, listen, Call of Duty World War II is fucking hilarious. Okay, it's so funny.
It's very cheesy.
I like the shooting is good, and I'm an idiot, and if I can shoot stuff and it feels good to do it,
I like that you have both bought this recently for no reason.
It was on sale, and because I got a new TV recently, and I wanted to like try some HDR shit, right?
Yeah.
Call of Duty apparently is a good one.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay.
Modern Warfare, a new one, is surprising.
Yeah,
nice.
well, I'm not going to spend 50 quid on it, but
though,
15 quid, I'm in.
It was. Right.
So, yeah, it's hilarious how fast the action is in it, and it's like, I forgot, I haven't played Call of Duty in years, but it's funny because it's World War II, and not everyone's sliding around on knees and shit. No. But it's like, whatever your name is, fucking Daniels or something, get on the AA gun. It's like, okay, I'll get on the AA gun because I'm the one who does everything. I open all the doors, I fucking blow up all the guns.
I drive the tank.
I shoot all the guys. I do all of it,
God,
so I jumped on the AA gun, and it's not like, imagine an amazing war hero story with a guy who shot down 4 German
Billy
aeroplanes.
Bridges' story in Battle.
They were
That
attacking.
actually was that, though, wasn't it? You had to jump on an AA gun in that in Billy Bridges'
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, that happens in all the games.
Yeah,
It's like the Alamo, but with one man.
But this is like, all right. So I've probably I think I've shot down about 15 airplanes.
Yep.
And it's still like
Yeah, you've taken down an entire squadron by yourself.
ridiculous.
Past 15 minutes.
yeah, and it's not even like, that's 15. I would say, all right, I would say in total 19 aeroplanes, right, in about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Right, so they're all fucking gone.
absolutely,
But then I'm off the AA gun. I climbed over.
Invaders.
I climbed over a fucking hedgerow, and there's like I'm a sniper all of a sudden. So I'm sniping, but I'm not just headshotting guys. I'm shooting like
Barrels.
explosive barrels, which are destroying these eggs. It's just fucking amazing.
I know. This was my first Call of Duty campaign since Black Ops.
Yeah.
I think I might have spoken about it around Christmas, because the two things I remember is it was very homoerotic, and it was very like a guy trying to impress a dad. You know, like the guy.
Yeah, because there's the sergeant who's just a dickhead all the time.
Yeah, but it's like, and you're proper pining for him, trying to impress him. It was a little bit too macho, but it was a bit like, it was comical. I was like, it's very gay. There's a lot of action, and then you've got this guy that's got, as they would say, because this is the type of game it is, a hard-on for me. A real hard-on for me.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
He's riding my ass, man.
Yeah.
Hey, get off my dick and balls. You got a real hard-on for me. That's what I'm saying when I say it's gay, I mean, it was reeking of gay. And it was just like, but in that real funny way. He's really, really riding me on this. And I think I got to the part where you, like a spy for a little bit.
I've not hit that.
It's the obligatory
Paris,
Call of
Stealth
Duty
section.
stealth section.
Yeah.
No ghillie suits needed. For
Stealth
this one.
section, but you don't actually have to be in stealth. You just wander around.
And have you heard many British accents yet?
One possibly.
All right. Well, hopefully we get an update on this.
Okay, but it's ridiculous. I mean, it's quite fun, but the D-Day stuff and that is like pretty like.
Very Saving Private Ryan-ish. I thought.
That's the there are things that are just scenes from Band of Brothers in it, and Saving Private Ryan, where they've just literally like for like just said, we'll have that.
We played recently. Oh, I suppose it's fairly recent. The Battlefield 5 update.
Yeah.
With the island fights, when we were creating our own moments on the beach.
Yeah. Speaking of gay World War II stuff,
it was
creating our own moments on the beach.
Creating our own sandy memories.
Yeah.
And that's, to me,
jumping in foxholes.
I do like it. You see what I mean? I'm onto something. So I found that one thing that really shocked me was that when I was playing this like campaign created by a team of testosterone-fueled men in Call of Duty, that I was actually finding it less impactful on a story-based perspective than this stupid anecdotal multiplayer action that we had.
Yeah,
because I was finding like that. Like, remember that time when we were all like,
do you know? It's there's something to that, and
hold up.
It's because the Call of Duty style is so. You're just fucking riding a roller coaster, aren't you? And
it's the Grand Tour, World War II Grand Tour, isn't it?
And it, there's cool stuff in it. I like how they've added the squad thing of like you can, if you press up or down, I think it's up on the D-pad when you're looking at certain squad members. They'll chuck you some ammo, or they'll give you a thing to call in a mortar strike, or they'll scout out all of the enemy locations, so they'll spot all the enemies for you, so they're really easy to look at, to kill. But, when you compare that to the Battlefield multiplayer experience, there's just something more. You just feel like you're in control when you're playing Battlefield. That's the difference. You feel like what am I going to do? What do I need to do? What do my team need me to do? And then you do it. In this, it's just like...
I know what this sounds like, by the way, because... maybe you're a fan of Call of Duty or whatever, and it sounds like... I've
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed...
No, I haven't got to what I was going to say, right? I know this is about to sound like... because it sounds very snobby, I guess, but when I was playing it, what was making me scoff, right, was that the game's fine. The game's good, right? Like I say...
Shooting feels good, right?
It's cool, and it's everything it needs to be, and I was like, and there's two things that were in the back of my head. The one was everything is like, I was thinking that they've all had meetings about this, that, the shooting feels like it's had 200 quality testers over 18 months talk about it. But then I started getting all these like weird little flashback ghosty voices in my head. boots on the ground, and the Call of Duty events. And I remember being very active in following the marketing campaign for this, and how raw, authentic, real boots on the ground. Here's fucking Glenn and his big arms talk about it. We've rented out the London fucking Palladium or whatever the fuck it was. We're talking about going back to, and I'm thinking, oh my god, remember how like serious they made that sound, and then this is what they were showing.
Yeah,
I was just thinking in my head like,
it's.
Okay.
It is more raw and grounded in the sense that there are no jetpacks and powered fucking knee sliding and pink camouflage machine guns and stuff.
No,
but
you're controlling a platoon of men that, at that point in time, given the choice of having pink camouflage, would have accepted it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Probably, yeah.
Absolutely. They're all for jetpacks. I feel like my platoon.
They would
have happily gone for the
taken,
jetpacks.
give me some jetpacks.
Whereas the others would have been like, no, black magic.
Yeah,
and they were like, yep, no. I just felt like they didn't get that bit quite right. They didn't get. I didn't feel like any camaraderie with my dudes as much as they told me that they were my bros and they were,
not at all, man. And I'd read some reviews and they were saying that it was like surprisingly emotional and shit like this, and it's fucking not. Like it's really not.
What I mean.
Not really.
This is what I mean.
Yeah, but it's good to shoot stuff, which is the let's face it, that's why we're all there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you try the multiplayer?
I fucking hate the multiplayer. Yes, I did. It's the stupidest shit. Yeah, I just don't understand.
How did you get on with your matchmaking? Because when I played it, I even showed you guys a couple of pictures. I was getting match made with 10th Prestige double 55s, and I was like level 1.
I've got this weird thing with Call of Duty, right? Where when I first jump into it, I'm actually very fucking good because I'm not thinking about it too much, right? And I have been killing these fucking level punks, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to play anymore because I know that my trajectory with these multiplayer games is come in very high, and then I'll like fucking drop off very quickly, right?
Like one of the 19 planes you shot down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it was just this is completely useless because if you like Call of Duty, you like Call of Duty, and I know that I'm not that into it, and I just wanted like a simple like shooting experience. And I'm enjoying it for what it is, and I'm going to keep playing it. I'll finish the campaign because it's probably like 4 hours long.
And then try zombies, maybe.
I might have a spin on zombies, yeah.
Zombies isn't bad.
But the multiplayer, I just don't... I need someone in the comments or in a DS Special Moves email to explain to me what they enjoy about the like arena-style team deathmatch, no objectives, just run around, die, shoot someone else, run around, die, shoot someone else.
And if the answer is dominating other men... Hey, I was gonna say I've got the game for you, but you're already playing it.
Yeah.
Do you
know what I mean? I just, and I'm not saying that in like a, I just want to know. I'm interested to know what I'm missing because it doesn't work for me. Battlefield 5 works for me. Even if I go through a game and I won't kill anyone in Battlefield 5. I just
feel like you were there.
I just
feel like you served time.
It's still a good experience.
Yeah.
It's still like it's a big, grand level, and there's purpose and like design.
It's a beautiful game, man. Battlefield 5. I'm thinking about it right now, just thinking, damn, it looks good.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I might uninstall Call of Duty World War II and then go back to Battlefield 5.
We haven't done a video about the jungle map, but we could.
I played a bit, but I've not played enough to really talk about it.
You haven't played it with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Anyway, it's completely useless. I'm sorry about that if you, don't know what that was. Just wanted to get it off my chest.
Confessional.
Like a therapy session.
Yeah. I think I've got one more email. Yeah, I have. I'll do this and then we'll talk about some new games.
Okay.
Dear Special Moves. This one's from Ash in LA. Great podcast. I've been watching Special Moves since you created the channel after leaving Pretty Good Gaming. Anyway, I was listening to podcast 70 yesterday, and after another mention of Binding of Isaac cropped up, I have to shout out, Enter the Gungeon. I think if you like Isaac, you should give it a try.
Yeah.
After trying multiple other similar games, my humble opinion is that Enter the Gungeon is the best roguelike game available, bar none.
Whoa, okay.
It has a huge amount of content, endless run possibilities, runs typically last 30 to 45 minutes, and you'll find a new, cool, or interesting combination every time you play. It constantly pulls you back in with that one more run feeling. It's loaded with secrets, hidden dungeons and bosses, etc. Basically, if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend any Binding of Isaac fan give this game a try. Best. Ash.
Fucking hell, Ash.
Nice
kind
one, Ash.
regards, mate.
Strong email, Ash.
Yeah, no thanks, Ash. I downloaded this on the Switch, and I just couldn't get on with it because of the controls. think that was a complaint quite a few people had.
Okay.
Yeah.
It controlled a bit awkwardly on the Switch because of the trigger and and bumper buttons being a bit confusing. And I think one was to dodge, but then one was to bring up a radial menu, and it wasn't initially.
The control scheme on Switch wasn't the best.
I feel like you have played this. So.
I played a lot of it on PC when it first came out.
Yeah.
Which was 2017, I want to say, something.
If you're asking me, mate, I can't
remember
know.
either. But yeah, like I played quite a lot of it on PC. Like,
good, liked it.
I liked it a lot. This is way before they added in like they've done like 2 major expansions to it since then, and loads of like little content drops, stuff like that. Yeah, I really rate it because it's a as you know I'm a fan of the bullet hell.
Bullet hell,
bullet hell,
yeah.
And it's got really nice art. It's loaded with like references to TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
Everything is.
I trimmed some of that out actually, but Ash mentioned that there's loads of like pop culture stuff. Even a shout to Binding of Isaac. Actually, there's some.
Yeah, you got to pay respect to him, man.
Like all the weapons you can get, like you can find like Judge Dredd's gun is in it.
Oh, cool!
And like Han Solo's blaster and all that.
Very cool.
Mega Man's blaster.
How are they fucking?
They do what they
what's
want.
What's the IP rights on that?
Just creatively renaming them.
Yeah. It's art. It's stylistic choices are like
really nice pixel art.
Just not shoulder button.
Everything is like gun
assignment.
Well, choices. You can't play a bullet hell if you accidentally radial menu when you're supposed to be rolling, can you?
Yeah.
It looks
well,
like
it's not bullet heaven, mate.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of the awkward control scheme on the Switch, and like dodge timing is pretty vital, especially when you get to the floors near the end.
Yeah.
And you're about to fight the final boss and stuff. You really need to be like in full control of your character.
Yeah.
That's what the Switch. I've got the Switch version as well, and I agree the controls are a bit funny.
It's just
if I was going to play it, that's why I'd get it on
Switch.
Well,
it goes on Switch.
But no, 2 people just told you it's shit.
I mean, they might have improved it since then.
If I were to ever play it, which I will now not, because the Switch version is good.
It's basically right off.
So
thanks, Ash, for your email. Mike is basically...
No. I agree, though. It is a really good roguelike game.
I think I'll pick it up on the old PC, because
it's worth it.
Children of Mortar I played on PC, loved it.
Yeah.
On Switch, I have no interest in going back to it on there because of the controls again. I love PC like Hades is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, Hades is great.
Hades is really good, and I don't think I would be saying this if I played it on the Switch first. It's not even out on Switch, but it will be. So yeah, I'll give it another go, and I reckon it'll be dirt cheap on Steam.
Oh yeah,
compared to like £9,000 on the Blue Switch. Like,
it's meant to be a sort of sequel to
Exit,
called Exit the Gungeon. Yeah. It's meant to be coming out sometime this year.
Cool.
So,
Thanks for the email, Ash. If you want to send us an email, it's dspecialmoves@gmail.com. Let's go through some new games then.
Okay.
There's a couple of big hitters here. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is out on PC and Xbox One on the 11th of March, which is Wednesday.
Wednesday,
yeah.
A Game Pass job,
I watched someone play it for an hour yesterday, and I just thought it was out.
Maybe reviewers have got it.
Yeah.
Might have been an early.
It was a streamer, so maybe they just got an early. It looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys play the first one?
I did. I played the first one.
Yeah.
Blind Forest.
Didn't finish it though. Which is unlike me.
I did it. Like it got me though. How not like emotionally, but how hard it was.
You think it's going to be like some sort of super casual game because of how it looks, right? But then
it's like the art style, especially with you're playing as a cute cat-like fairy creature. You would assume that it's like a nice. It's going to be an emotional adventure for the whole family. Yeah. What follows is a Metroidvania with some incredibly brutal platforming and the escape sections, which were quite frustrating, I thought, because it was a lot of insta-death traps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'll play this one because I did like the first Ori game, not as much as some other people did. But
yeah, some people really fucking rated it.
Some people, they did. There was like Game of the Year list type stuff.
Was it?
Yeah, for a lot of people,
I guess it's got that kind of like melancholia but cutesy going through it. So it's that sort of thing. Well, at first it's got a bit of a sad intro, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
But this one's on. It's going to be on Game Pass day one, so I'll play it because I have Game Pass. So yeah, why not?
Sick. And that's on the 11th, which is what, Thursday, I think.
Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Friday the 13th is
Nioh
2 on PS4.
Yes. Friday the 13th. What a day for such a game to come out.
Yeah. curse us all.
So you guys
pain and misery.
Definitely playing this, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, PlayStation have said that they're going to send us the game early, so wow, that's cool as fuck. Because, you know, look at us on YouTube, man. We're a small channel, but it's because they understand the power and the fury of our podcast, and how many hundreds and thousands of you listen every single day.
Millions,
not really, but you're worth that. You're basically worth about 50,000 YouTubers. Mate.
Again, not emotionally, just kind of like financially.
No, absolutely emotionally, absolutely. Walk around the convention and just realise that you're better than them all because you're a podcast listener. Yeah. But no, we're getting.
There is something to it though. I mean, not us, but like when you listen to something small. There's something good about that, I reckon.
The craft beer equivalent.
Hipster wanker.
There is hipster. There's fucking hipster podcasting, isn't it?
It's true. But yeah, so yeah, you're all great. And anyway, Sony, yeah, they're giving it us early, and I'm kind of feeling nervous.
Yeah.
Why?
It's hard as fuck. It's good.
Well,
I love that.
If you read...
fine. Mr. fucking Platinum Souls games over here. I watched. So I was away at PAX during the fucking demo, the time demo. You two didn't play the demo, so I thought, well, I can't ask my fucking friends, can I? So
Where were you?
So I had to go to fucking IGN, didn't I? I went to IGN, and it looks fucking well hard. So now I'm like...
You go on an Amazon store listing, they're all calling it Masocore.
Yeah, that's what the developer himself has said. Nioh 2 is a massacre. I like the name of it. Sounds like an edgy League of Legends player.
Or a music genre.
Oh,
I'd listen to Massacre.
It definitely sounds like a music genre. But I watched it, and I feel like the stuff that they were showing off was really brutal. Like, they've ripped Sekiro off big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like Mikri counters, you know, like the little...
the yokai counter, they call it.
Yeah, they've got the yokai counter, and there's a lot of like...
The yokai realm.
Yeah, the
Just put yokai on everything, and they've put it in.
Yeah.
Yokai Souls.
Yokai Souls, man. So they've taken a lot from Sekiro in this one. They'll never admit that, and you probably shouldn't say that, but it's true. The one thing that let Nioh down, in my opinion, I don't know where everyone stands on this, but the end fell off because all the bosses were just dudes, right? It's a game where you're fighting like all these giant like blobs, dragons,
lightning,
witches,
lions and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then at the end you just fight guy with a spear, and an owl. Yeah. You know, wow.
It's a bit of a Dark Souls 2 thing, maybe, where they're just
everyone's
another guy,
a humanoid.
another knight, another kind of knight.
Well, and then I've beaten 3 bosses now already, and then I've seen another 3. So I've already seen 6 bosses, but 3 of them are just fucking like dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to the challenge. Like I say, I've been limbering up over the past couple of months by absolutely destroying the Souls franchise, and just I feel prepped and ready, man. And I'm going to go in there, and hopefully this time next week I'll have mopped up. And my plan is to have finished the game by next podcast. Which is it's hard, that, isn't it? But I'm going to try it, you know.
Yeah.
Going by the first Nioh, which was like a good 60 hours long or something as well.
I've taken Friday off work.
Well, that's 24.
yeah.
If you don't sleep, no breaks.
Yes. So we'll see. But no, I aim so next week we can front and center Nioh 2, hopefully, and
Yeah, we'll do something on it. Right?
It's the big game. You got.
It's the big game
put the list
week.
away, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, that was it. I said a couple of big hitters.
Oh right.
And those were
and
the
then week after, we won't spoil it, but
what?
Just for game releases, isn't it?
It's Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I played Animal Crossing. I wish I had more time to talk to you about PAX, but it's kind of getting on a bit now. But just want to quickly say I actually played Animal Crossing. I remember like a couple of weeks ago I thought it wasn't going to be that good. Hey, you know what? It is pretty good.
Yeah.
There was like a 5-hour queue to play it. I could just skip it, so that was good. But I played it, and I thought, how is it going to translate to a 20-minute demo? No, it looks pretty cool. The terrain shifting and stuff actually makes a big difference. I felt like, I can really make my house, I can really make my zone exactly how I want it to do. And like there was fishing and lots of nice little menial activities. It's basically like an old person's home leaflet when it shows you all the activities, and you go, I'm excited for cross stitch. It was like all these menial activities, and I was going, I can't wait to do a bit of bug catching when I get my Animal Crossing. So yeah, I've played it. I liked it. That's a nice little thing to say at the end, isn't it? But other people would have put that right at the beginning. You'll never get. Nah, mate, I've played it. It's quite good.
thanks for listening to this Special Moves podcast. That was episode, I think it was like 71.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
Well, Ash said that he just listened to 70, so yeah.
The maths add up. Send us an email at dearspecialmoves@gmail.com if you want to send us a message, and we'll have a readout.
Tell us why you hate Nioh. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, and tell me why you like COD multiplayer. I need to know what that's about. If you're a patron, remember we've got bonus podcasts over on our Patreon feed. If you haven't caught up in a while, there should be a few there.
Please watch my video about dreams.
Watch Jake's video
be
about
the fifth
dreams.
person in the world to watch my video about dreams.
Yeah.
I made that. People were saying, "Oh, where's the videos?" Fucking made the video.
Yeah.
5 people watched it. We've got another video coming out this week. That's about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a little cup of tea now, and then we're gonna go and do that, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye. 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 Bye.